Commissioner Chase, I think on the next one you might just have to step forward.
Okay. Next item on our agenda is item 6B, 564 First Avenue. We have a request for a use permit to allow the construction of an addition that would increase the floor area by greater than 50%, a variance to allow a new garage with less than 6 feet separation from the main building, and a minor modification to allow a side setback of less than 4 feet. Per sections 12-230B1, 12-124, and 12-120.10A of the San Bruno Municipal Code. Staff report, please.
Thank you very much. Good evening, members of the Commission. The application is for a use permit, which is the 50% expansion. It was a relatively modest house to begin with, so the addition triggers that requirement. Also for a variance to permit a smaller separation than the code typically requires between the house and the garage. Our code normally says that you would have 6 feet between the main structure and the detached garage. So that's part of the application. And then the minor modification is to continue the existing side setback of 3 feet. This property is located at the end of First Avenue, across from the railroad tracks. The site does have somewhat unusual dimensions of 40 feet wide and 75 feet deep, which poses quite a few physical constraints for the addition in the project at the site. Under the previous owner, there was a serious code enforcement case that went on for several years that included a lot of police activity as well. There was significant construction done without permits under that owner, a lot of renovation and a big addition out the back of the house. This new owner is applying to basically reconstruct that addition, but under today's building code. The addition previously was not anywhere near our expectations or standards under the building code. They also propose to add a garage because there's currently no covered parking on site. So again, that addition would continue the existing 3-foot side setback on the right-hand side. That's what requires the minor modification. And this is a common development pattern in the neighborhood and certainly very common on lots of substandard width such as this. So the garage that they're proposing would be less than the 20-foot that is typically required in what we see, again, because of the substandard lot depth of 75 feet. And they've reduced the distance between the house and the garage, but there would still be 3 feet. And they've followed staff's recommendation and the Architectural Review Committee's recommendation here so that a person can still pass between that, the house and the garage, and it would still serve kind of as a secondary emergency access to the side and to the rear of the home in the event of any emergency. And we found that this approach kind of reconciles or compromises the need for a covered parking space, but also allow them to do a reasonable addition and kind of take advantage of the size of the lot that they do have. So this is really as close to the code requirements as possible, and the variance, if approved, would approve that condition there. So the item was heard at the June Architectural Review Committee meeting. The committee had minor recommendations, and in general, those have been implemented. The landscaping plan is a kind of a minimal landscaping plan, but it is included in the plans, and we added a condition of approval to ensure that that's put in before the building inspection is finalized, before the building permit is finalized, excuse me. And then just a little minor recommendation about an exterior light at the corner of the garage. Since it would be a long driveway going back there, that's something that we like to see, as well as the architectural feature, the lighting, the safety, and would be looking for that at building permit submittal stage. So overall, staff supports the project. It is well integrated into the existing home. It would rectify a long-standing code enforcement issue. The addition would be built according to code, and it would give us an opportunity to really solve those problems that have taken place at the site in the past. And so we recommend approval of the project based on findings 1 through 10 and subject to conditions 1 through 26 as listed in your staff report, and I'd be happy to try to answer any questions.
Are there any questions of staff? Okay, seeing none, would the applicant please step to the podium and state your name? And if you want to give us a little brief description of the proposed project.
Yeah, my name is Patrick Spiteri, and I'm the new owner of the property. And what I'm proposing is adding a 3rd bedroom and a 2nd bathroom. Also going to add a detached garage and expand upon the kitchen. When I bought the property, pretty run down. So what we're doing, I feel, is a major improvement to the neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions of the applicant? Okay, seeing none, I'll open up public comment. Is there anybody from the public wishing to speak on this matter? Okay, seeing none, I like that. I'll close that public
And-
comment portion and bring it back. Oh, City Attorney, did I miss something?
No, you haven't missed anything. I just wanted to point out that this is truly a success of the code enforcement program. So I'd like to tell you just a little bit about that background. A number of years ago, the police department had brought forward to the legal department and the number of criminal problems that were existing at the property, gang-related activities, and also, not surprisingly, a number of illegal housing conditions that also needed to be addressed. And so with the help of the community development director and the police chief, this became the subject of a legal action in court in which the city was not only successful in getting the injunction and orders that we needed from the judge, but in recovering almost $90,000 in legal fees and various fines. Ultimately, the property, as you can see, did change hands, and we're happy to see that and to see all of this is kind of the final step in wrapping up the issues that needed to be addressed at this particular property. So I just wanted to let you know this was a success story of the code enforcement program.
That's great. That's good to hear. A little background on that's always always a positive when it's positive background information. Okay, so we were at closing public and bringing it back to the commission for discussion, whatever you feel like.
Through the chair. A motion that we approve use permit 9-013 and variance 9001, minor modification 9002 based on findings of fact 1 through 10 and subject to the condition of approval 1 through 26.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? All right, it passes. There is a 10-day appeal period. You can't wait to see what it looks like, because it has to be a whole lot better than what it looks like now. Thank you. Thank you.